Hey, hello everybody, and today I am with beautiful Nina, Austria.
I'm still Austria. Thank you for the invitation, Troy, Turkey. I love that.
Hey,
Cool.
and we are going to talk about today, is your current financial reality working for you?
Cool.
And I can say like for my financial reality, like for a very long time, like I'm gonna say like I literally had the point of view like it's something that I cannot change, like it's just not possible. And w- when I started to finally, like I think I started to apply the tools, like the financial tools, which is one of the books that we're gonna start talk about today, is the Getting Out of Debt Joyfully, which is a Turkish and that's the German version.
No
Have
English
so
word.
many wonderful, yeah,
Yeah.
and have like so many incredible, and I'm gonna ask you as well, like which tools of access consciousness that you use to change your financial reality. And like for me, like when I finally started to use it after 4 years, that I'm gonna say like I start to have like so much more ease. And I'm gonna say I was able to change point of views that I thought that could never ever change.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's like, oh my God, this book is so wonderful because there are so many tools inside there. And I'm using a lot of them already. And I always also started from this point of view, like, okay, where should money come from even? Yeah, it's like you ask for money. When I heard that the first time, I was really confused. Yeah. And now, like, it's really something, some of the tools are working, I like from my point of view, really fast, and others are like need more change and more looking into it. And for me, like also like 3 years later, it's like, okay, money come. That's it's really just a question and a request, and that's something totally new still. Even after 3 years working with tools of access consciousness, it's like so amazing what can show up if we're there to ask. And that's such a big change. And it's like it's so easy, and it brings so much ease, and it's like really stunning what can change if we open up from this. There is nothing else possible. Where should money come from? How should I do it? I mean, this is all the time like swirling around, and there is really something else possible, and that's so beautiful with these tools.
Yeah, and I just want to add, like, if your brain is working like crazy, like when you ask, and like that's actually one of the tools, um, that is from Access Consciousness, like asking for money to show up. And I know, like every time that, and please let me know if there's like a lot of background noise, Nina. I don't know if like is it good? Okay, perfect. And like when first time like starting to ask for money or like ask for anything, like just like asking a question, and that's like another tool of access consciousness, asking questions. Because when you conclude something, which it could be, oh, like this is my financial reality, or I born into a middle class family, and this is the way I will be, and this is the way my financial reality will be. It's a conclusion. And if you come to a conclusion and solidify that in your life, that's the sum total of what can show up. But when you start asking questions, which is, oh, can I have more money now, please? Or what else is possible here if I was not going into a conclusion? Like what else is possible with my financial reality? Then more universe can actually start to show you more possibilities. And I remember like when I first started asking questions, like my brain was just automatically like starting to work like crazy to find the answers. I was like, oh my God, like if I'm gonna have more money, it can come from here, it can come from there, it can come from here, it can come from here. Like, or it was making all the reasons and justifications why it can't come. I was like, oh, like this because this cannot come there, or like this is not possible, like this is wrong, this is right. And like I'm gonna say, like when I was willing to like never give up, never give in, and never quit, and like keep using the tools, like I'm gonna say like it was not easy. It was ease, but it was absolutely not easy. Like I was able to change like some point of views that I was bought that was so real and true for me. And when I was willing to acknowledge first that, oh, like, and you can even like play with this with all of the point of views that you have regarding to money, like, oh, like, is this real and true for me? That if I have one of the examples, like if in Turkey especially, like there's like a saying like, oh, he got money and he changed, or he just like he got money and he forgot about us. Like, is that true that if you had money that you would change in a way that won't be a contribution?
Yeah, that's so interesting what you're bringing up now, because it's really also something like that we even are not aware how much we we have just standing in the way of letting us having more money. It's like what you said now, like, oh, you will forget us, and he doesn't know me anymore, or all the judgments you have to let come to you, yeah, if you're getting more money. And we are so like, we don't even know what's like, all we don't want to have that in our life. We want to be judged for having money. That's like, I also got to that. And that's something like, for me it was like so much under layers to get to this, to know like, oh, I don't want to be judged if people see that I have more money than others. That was for me something so big, yeah, to get to know to this point of views that I have. And that's like, we know, or somebody know, some people know that yeah, your point of view creates your reality, no? And what, there are so many point of views out there with us and with our financial reality. And that's really with the tools that are all in this book. I mean, it's named Getting Out of Debt Joyfully, but it's not even only getting out of debt. It's also like getting out of a financial reality that is not working for you. And really to get to point of views and getting more aware what's going on. Even you said your brain is working like crazy, and then like, hey, wow, to celebrate, yes, that's interesting. People will say about me, I won't know them anymore. Isn't that something like, and we are going, oh, no, I don't want that. But we could say, oh, wow, look at that. Now I know that. And what can I choose now? Or that's
Mm.
so amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And I love like what you said about like acknowledging like our point of views, and like that's one of the things like I really loved about Access Consciousness, because like when I was watching like especially like people online and YouTube, like when I was looking to before I find Access, like everybody was telling me like what I have to do. Like if you do this, if you wake up at 6, if you be perfect, if you do this right, if you like don't look at your phone enough, if you move enough, like if you like do this, do that, do this, like it was all about what I have to do. And personally, like whatever I did, like I just end up in the same place because my point of view was still there. Like I actually didn't address that all of that insane point of views that I bought in time from like my school, my friends, my family, like people around me, like from the country. And like all of that point of views that was there, that was, oh, like having money is bad, like, or the things that you give an example of, that there was like so many point of views that I didn't even realize that I had. And like when I start to become aware of the limitations and the lies that I bought that was not real and true for me, and really starting to applying tools, which is like it is the name of this book is Getting Out of Debt Joyfully, and it is a massive contribution. And there is, I'm going to say, amazing tools that you can use and apply in institute, starting to institute to get out of debt. And even if you don't have a debt, you can still apply these tools to have a greater financial reality. And that is like what we would love to invite you with me and Nina. And there is actually a program, like Getting Out of Debt Joyfully program, that Simone Blesses is starting on 10th of April. Please correct me if I'm saying the date incorrect, Nina. And it's gonna be, how many calls there is? I think there's like
There are
8
five.
calls.
Five.
There's 5 calls. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And in
awesome.
Europe, you are correct. It's starting on the 10th of April in Australia, and on the 9th, it's still the 9th in Europe.
Hey, that's awesome. And yeah, like Simone Blesses is like, for me, like she's like one of the, yeah, like actually like with money, like she's one of the greatest person that I personally know, because like I know people that do have a lot of money, like have maybe like millions, but they still are not, I'm gonna say like, they don't have like the joy of it and the freedom with having money. And like Simone is like one of the person that I know that actually have a lot of money and have choice and freedom around it, for me, which is for me is actually very inspirational. So I am personally extremely looking forward to this Getting Out of Debt Joyfully program that Simone is starting, even if I don't have any debt.
Exactly. That's for me the same. And still there is so much more to be. Yeah, that's also something like with this tool, and then you get, the more you play with them, the more you get to be them, and the more your life opens up. And I get that money is like one of the greatest limitations we have to allow us to change the planet or whatever, to have a really happy life, to have more possibilities. And how would a world look like where people that have great ideas and are going to empower kids and people and looking out for the earth would really allow themselves to have a big amount of money? How would our world look like in 10 years if we really would go for a class like that and say, hey, it's really time to change? And I just entered from my garden to do this wonderful live with you. And it's like, I'm so much looking into nature and what it can show us. And it's this year, like it's summer, it's outside like summer, and it's the 7th of April. And I was like, okay, what is it? What is the nature inviting us to? How much difference is even visible out there? And how much difference could we choose now to be different with our financial reality? And I get this class is like boom for that.
Yeah, like I was looking at that, like if we did have more conscious billionaires, like what would that look like? Like how much more caring that could we be for the earth? Like how much caring that we could be for the planet, like for the animals.
Totally.
And like, what if instead of waiting for someone else to be that billionaire, what if that's someone that's listening out there? Like, what if you choose to be that billionaire?
Yes. Yes. Really. It's not like there is no more waiting for others. It's we have to choose. We have to choose for us and the planet if we want to change something. And why not with money? more money is making the world lighter, easier to change, or
Yeah, and like one of the things that Gary said, like what if like and what if that choice like doesn't have to be like so big, like or so significant? Like what if that choice could be like even you choosing to do something that you love, that you enjoy, that makes you happy, that brings more lightness. And that we had like one conversation with Simone, which people all over the world like were asking their country's point of view. And like one of the things like Simone said, like what if you choosing what brings you joy and what brings you happy is the start to create a different possibility with your financial reality. And like for me, the tools of access consciousness and all like this book is all about that, like using the tools, applying them, and actually discovering what is the financial reality that works for you. So
yeah.
if you're out there and this sounds like a possibility that you would like to jump on, we will be popping the link in the comments. And I'm personally very grateful, Nina, for you for being here with me and doing this live. Is there
Me
anything that you would
too.
love to add before we finish up?
I just wanted to say, I mean, you said like one of the greatest, biggest tools or to do something you love. And how much more can we choose that?
Hey,
Yeah.
how does it get any better? I'm super excited, and what else is possible? And if you know, if you're not like coming from the program, I will highly suggest you to buy the book and start reading it.
Yes. Thank you so much,
So,
Troy. Have a
thanks so
nice
much, Nina.
evening.
Thanks so much, everybody that's watching now or in the future. I hope this was a contribution for you. Bye.
Yes. Bye.